Okay, here we go. BYU will start us off with Heath Hughes in rotation 1, the Grand Canyon transfer setter who has started every match for BYU as the starting quarterback, and we are underway in a top 15 matchup on BYU TV, and the Cougars start with the stuff.
Yeah, you can see he's on his way down there in that attack of his jump before he starts to hit the ball. So he's kind of on his way down. He doesn't really have much to do with that besides try to power.
Chalmers first offering. Good serve from Hughes. Barnett, triple block again. So back-to-back blocks right out of the gates for the Cougars.
BYU, they kind of know there's no other option but besides to set Reese Barnett in the back row there because of the out-of-system pass. So that's a great serve by Heath.
Wait, what was that?
What just happened?
Yeah, the body language was confused right there. And the Bick to Ryan Wilcox is dug up. BYU trying to go up 3-0. Wilcox over in the area, and Romanis gets the touch. Gauchos seem surprised by the touch, but the team is not.
This is a solid start by BYU. Assistant coach Devin Young talked to us a bit earlier, just saying that that's what they're working on, deep corners in the last few feet of the court.
That touch must have been on the block. 3-0 BYU. Barnett. BYU with the chance. Create and convert. Barnett with the dig. Chalmers. Wilcox. Chalmers' 2-foot approach gets it to go. Nice swing to the deep corner to get the Gauchos on the board.
Here is your friend in volleyball. It's very hard to defend that ball, especially when you're sucked up there and you don't know if it's very hard to tell if that's in or out for Mitch Worthington.
And Moses left. Stephen Amel's doppelganger, the arrow. You're with me on this now, right? You've seen him? Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, that's who Chalmers looks like to me. Taylor goes long and out. 3-2. Back-to-back points for the Gauchos. We say hello to Steve Vail somewhere in the Caribbean on a cruise this weekend. We finally let him have a weekend off after 15 or 20 years or something.
I guess he deserves it.
Good to have everybody with us tonight here on BYU TV. We were on the app last night. A lot of you were watching that, and gymnastics on BYU TV. Women's basketball with a big win over LMU earlier today on our air. And of course, men's basketball getting ready to go against Gonzaga tonight in Spokane on BYU Radio. Here's Mix Romanis. Gordon with a good pass. Real quick offense there to Donovan Todorov, the fourth-year junior from San Diego, son of Bulgarians. He's Bulgarian as well, of course, growing up in the States. Mix Romanis, same thing, Latvian, growing up here. Anthony Chavan, Lebanese, growing up here, being Southern California.
Yeah, it's interesting. You don't see as many foreign players in women's volleyball, but men's volleyball, it seems like a decent amount of teams have foreign players.
The stuff of Mosier by Jack Walmer, and UCSB is BYU.
Yeah, he was ready for that. You just see his eye work just on that setter. He knows exactly where that ball's going, just block move.
And you got to get out there quick. Last night we saw UCSB pretty late to a couple of blocks. Super speed block right there. Todorov off the tape. High and slower this time for Mosier, dug up by the middle Todorov, and then this is popped up. Free ball from Mosier. Wilcox, soft blocked. Sherfon down the line. 5-4.
Right there, middle blocker is kind of stuck. He doesn't know if it's going to go the outside or the right side, and that's what happens when you're getting those balls up to the net and allowing Heath to run an offense.
5-4 Cougars in a back and forth. Open to this match. And Wilcox goes off the antenna. Now, Wilcox thought that it hit the block first, and then the antenna. UCSB was convinced they got the point there. They're confused. They may challenge this. And here Flynn is going to challenge out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it does touch Sherfon and then the antenna. So this is going to be one. Now, Daphne has an opportunity here to do about 10 seconds. Yeah, we'll see.
Smart
no pressure here. But yeah, Wilcox is extremely crafty. Grew up in Hawaii, ton of beach. And this is his 5th year, thanks to COVID. And Okay, she's seen it, and nope, it's gone more than 10 seconds. Sorry, this is not the one. So right now it's BYU's point. This should be reversed, and it should be 5-5.
Yeah, and Ryan Wilcox definitely needed that kill. He's got 4 attempts, and as of now, no kills. But he definitely needs this to boost his confidence, kind of get him going in this game.
And so you know the referees aren't always, they're not looking at exactly what we're looking at with you. They're looking at a few angles we've given them, right? Plus other angles in the house, and they will make their best judgment. And so the call will be reversed, as it should be. And Rick McLaughlin is 1 for 1 on the challenges. Always a good feeling to start that first challenge off on the right foot. There were a couple challenges that the Gauchos felt should have been called differently last night. And so we'll see how that goes in the challenge game.
Yeah, I think from our viewpoint last night, it seemed like most of the calls by the referees with the challenges ended up being correct, but I don't think there were any that really surprised us.
Yeah, there was one that there wasn't an angle for, to see in or out. There was another that where it was like you could barely see a touch on a block, right? But the rest of them were pretty clear cut. Julian's blocked. Julian again. Oh, back over to Mosier, who wants a piece. This is going to ping around and down. The unique structure of the Smith Fieldhouse, constructed in 1951, is such that you've got massive funnels up top, and then you have basketball hoops that are really only used during the summer for camps. And this one hits off it, and you see the scramble just inside. It's basically all in play. You see speakers, you see, it's just unique. And BYU's never going to move from here, by the way. Someone's going to cold take me on that one day when there's a new facility. But it's so unique and special, and you're right on top of it, and it's old school, and you got the Terraflex floor. BYU's got the old Provo High School across the street. They can do whatever they want with that. I just don't see them building a volleyball facility because this place is so unique and special. Sean Olmstead's told us, I'll never play a game in the Marriott Center ever. Yeah. They've done that in the past and set the NCAA record for attendance multiple times. I went to at least one of those as a kid. It was fun. They're not going to do that because it takes away the home court advantage.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
Sean Olmstead's mind.
Right. People have asked me, how do you feel about playing in the Fieldhouse? Do you wish you played in the Marriott Center? And I'm always like, no. I loved playing in the Fieldhouse. I loved having all the fans close. Just made it feel so much more crowded than maybe it was. But yeah, definitely.
Another block for BYU. That's 3 already. Gavin Julian right there.
And I really like Heath Hughes' help with that. Keep an eye on your middle and also worry about your pin hitter, but he does a really good job recognizing that.
Mix Romanis with the overpass. Easy.
Yeah, it's so powerful. I love that he kind of tries to get his body behind that ball a little bit, drifting out of the court, but still getting a powerful overpass swing.
On 3-0 as well. Mosier into the net. You can see behind some of the BYU servers over there. Good to see the Fowlers in the house. Blaine Fowler, Brenda as well. Blaine's about to get a text from some friends. Blaine will be watching the Gonzaga game anxiously, like we all will, in men's hoops tonight. 9-7. Irfan, yep, gets another one. A note on the Gonzaga game. All 3 times that BYU's won up in Spokane, 15, 16, 17. Really? The Cougars lost to Pepperdine right before.
Oh, good.
That happened Thursday night.
That is good news.
Yeah. Lauren McLean has more on this special facility.
Just to give you guys a little context on how loud it gets in here, my watch keeps going off every time the crowd cheers, telling me that if I stay in this environment for more than 30 minutes, then it may damage my hearing. So that explains a lot, I think, for all of us here. We have a little bit of some hearing loss after this many years coming to men's volleyball. Jerome.
Yeah. I love what you just said, but I couldn't hear it. So just, yeah, 15 years of being, no, it's awesome to be in here. So fun. And the opponents love it too. There's no opponent in my 15 years of experience here that has ever said, oh, we hate coming here. It's terrible. Now, there are a few nationally that have chosen not to come or things happen, right? But all the opponents in men's, at least, that I've talked to, they're like, we love it.
Right.
In fact, Reese Barnett was anxiously rehabbing his hand in an effort to get back for these matches because he wanted to be here, play against BYU in the Fieldhouse. Special place.
It is. It's really fun, even when you're an opponent, to come in and see all the fans that they have here.
Reese Barnett with the kill, 11-9 down the line. And it's fun because this game is awesome. If you're watching this, you at least like volleyball to some degree, if not love it, and or are obsessed with it. And it's a great sport. It continues to grow on the men's side, mostly in Division II, a few Division I's adding it. Obviously, the women's game has grown tremendously with Title IX over the last 50 years. And it's just fun to watch. Oh, look at Max Gordon flying around here like the Flash.
Love this swing by Anthony. Just so much power. You can see that his swing just cannot be contained, even when it's right at him.
Is a certain physicality offensively. Capono Brown is an excellent server. His offense, as Mix goes into the net, his offense has really struggled the last few matches. So that's the game that Sean Olmsted is playing right now. Is okay, I'm looking for a different look. And Trent Mosier's got a couple of starts. Luke Benson's had his moments. So there's some depth there. You're just trying to dial in that consistency from at least one of those guys.
Right, and the consistency and the confidence that needs to be played with is such a big factor in that. If you don't have the confidence, you're going to underperform and be in your head a little bit. So I think it's huge to try to get these guys the most confident they can be.
And most of these guys we're talking about on the pins are freshmen or sophomores. Capono Brown's a junior, but Romanus, Mosier, and Sherfan are freshmen, sophomores. So young guys. Oh, Hughes got a touch, but just pounded on that left side by Wilcox, who's 2 for 5 now, 13-11.
Yeah, you can tell by Heath Hughes' reaction. He kind of was hoping someone would turn around and maybe pop that ball up, but what a good swing by Ryan Wilcox.
The only thing he was missing. I got it. Get it up. Here we go with Jack Walmer. The Hawaii transfer. Look at that pass from Worthington. Romanus inside of the block.
It was a good block move, but just need to press a little bit more to get that ball on BYU's side. But I like Mix going for that. Sometimes you get lucky when you're swinging low, and that's definitely one of those swings where he kind of went for a little tape high, but worked out in his favor.
It's almost hard to know which side of the net it went on there. You just watch the reaction of the guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was a sidewinder from Sherfan that goes out.
Yeah, and you celebrate sometimes, and then it's like, oh, that was on our side. So then it's kind of awkward after.
Yeah, when you're on the court and you didn't swing and it's like that, do you look at one of your teammates like, where was, or are you looking at the ref like, what was did we get that one?
Yeah, I'd say you look more at the ref.
Okay, 15-12. Nobody's called a timeout, so we get immediate timeout here. BYU by 3 in round 2 between UCSB and BYU. Like, nice work.
I know, they have been working hard.
That's awesome. Check out BYU Sports Nation weekdays, who became the first NCAA men or women's player this season to record 400 points and 400 rebounds today.
Wow,
he is a beast.
She's impressive. Every time I call their games, it's like every single game she is so consistent with point scoring and rebounds, and she is their workhorse. She is their girl, so congrats to her. That
was a big win. They needed that one after a couple of disappointing losses. Julian's blocked and out. 16-13. Our score box is presented by Brady Industries, a provider of commercial cleaning supplies and equipment. At Corey_Oon, shout out to Annapolis Volleyball Club. You guys have the best NCAA volleyball broadcast. Fun and high volleyball IQ. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Shout out to the Annapolis Volleyball Club and all the volleyball aspiring players watching around the country. Great to have you with us on the broadcast. Here's Capono Brown, who took a lot off at 47 miles an hour there. Barnett down the line and just smashed that ball. My goodness.
Yeah, Capono Brown's in a great position to take that ball. This swing from Maurice Barnett that you just have no choice but to put your arms out and hope that it is angled into your side.
Hawaii influence, by the way, in this match. I mentioned Jack Walmer, the transfer from Hawaii. You got Wilcox, you got Capono Brown, you got John Stanley. Will Stanley came and watched yesterday as Mix gets another one. Former BYU All-American, now assistant coach up at the Utah women's team. All kinds of influence from the islands. 17-14.
Yeah, Mix is 3 for 4. Definitely so far a better offensive night for him than last night for sure.
Here's Hughes.
4 for 4, I should say.
There you go. That's what you get at Wendy's normally, right?
No.
Barnett, Romanus blocked out.
4-piece chicken nugget.
That's it?
Well, I don't really like Wendy's.
Oh boy, well, there goes the sponsorship later. 17-15. The Arrow back to serve. Dane Chalmers, second team all Big West. Got a kill tonight on redshirt freshman, hometown kid. Not a middle blocker. He is the last couple weeks though. Career high 6 kills last night, hit .417. Brandon Hicks still out. Reese Frankie out. 19-17 the score. Critical point of this first set. BYU's led for most of this. Good serve. Hughes, super high bump set out of system. Mosher off the block. Wow. That's a big point at this juncture. Out of system right there from the true.
Such an impressive swing. You just see he throws that ball up, two-step, gets his feet to the ball, and just kind of gets a nice little chip in there off the block. Such a smart swing. He knows he's far off the net. He knows he can't take a full net, so I like that he kind of just chips that ball in and goes high for those fingertips.
Here's Chiffon. Tickles the tape and gets the ace. Service ace are brought to you by Perchet Bridal. Perchet Bridal is your one-stop shop for full bridal styling. Learn more at PerchetBridal.com. Timeout, Gauchos. First ace of the match. And BYU up 4 with 4 to go in set 1. Sizzling start after a career-high 14 kills last night.
Yeah, he's just coming in so confident, taking high swings. He's hitting a bunch of different shots. You see there, he hits line. Here he hits kind of that deep corner. Again, using the block high off the fingertips. I just love the confidence. And he's one of those players that maybe last year was hitting straight down into blocks because he jumped. It'd be cool to see him kind of have grown in that aspect of his game that now he's utilizing the block. Even though he probably could hit straight down over blocks, he knows that that's not what he is supposed to do. So I like the way he's playing tonight.
Out of the timeout. It's a service error, 21-18. BYU dropped the first set last night and then won the next 3 and route to the 4-set win on the BYU TV app. Great to have you with us here on BYU TV. Cougars hit the road for 3 straight weeks after this. Then we'll have the last 4 straight weeks as Chiffon goes out. So 2 straight errors and now down to 2. Timeout BYU. Sean Olmstead not happy. Check in with Lauren.
You guys were talking about Anthony Chiffon. Coach Olmstead said when he has guys come off the bench, he really wants them to try and improve things, and that's exactly what Anthony did to a tee. He says he's physical, a great blocker, he served well, but he's still new to the game, like we saw in that last hit. He began to play just his junior year in high school, and you see glimpses of that inexperience, but Coach Olmstead said something he definitely doesn't lack is energy and passion, which is exactly what BYU needed last night and tonight. Durham.
We saw that in his post-game interview. He was juiced. It was a great night. It was his biggest moment, right, as a volleyball player. Save the 2 critical ones until later. We've had 1 challenge so far. Rick McLaughlin successfully challenged early. 3 challenges for each team. Yeah. BYU tries to equal last year's win total tonight, which we mentioned this weekend. Right. It's been crazy.
And yeah, hopefully they can achieve that tonight. But like you said, with finding an upset, stepping in after Gabby Garcia has been the starter for 4 years, it's going to take some time to find that player that's ready to really take the reins of that position.
Yeah, no matter who's coming in. Do you want to be the guy after the guy? Right. I mean, it's tough. Trent Mosher out of the timeout. So each team applying what we lovingly call the Steve Vail rule. Steve's like, I didn't claim this. It's just a thing. But the team that calls a timeout gets the point like 90% of the time.
Yeah, that is true.
You ice the server, you get in system, you calm down a little bit.
Motions are not as high.
Good serve from Mosher, who had the match-winning ace with the changeup. Free ball for BYU. Chance to get that Monster Zinc number of 23-19.
Yeah, and you see there, Reese Barnett kind of just has this gather step and jumps up on his block here. It's almost like he's taking his eyes off the setter a little quick, not completely watching the release of that setter, because you can see him drifting out to the pin rather than really getting a nice long ball.
So he could wait a sec, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he needs to keep his eyes on the setter a little bit longer and really watch the release there, and then watch that ball, because a lot of times your eyes come off the ball really quick, and then you're either past the hitter or you haven't gotten to the pin where the set is. So keeping your eyes from the setter onto that set and then getting on your hitter at almost the last second is what it takes to be a good blocker.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. 2 in a row for each team, 3 times for 3 timeouts. Last night we had 3 big matchups in the top 8 of MPSF and Big West. Here's how they went down. UCLA taking down Long Beach State on the road. That was the biggest win of the night. Arguably the best win of anyone in the country this year so far, beating number 2 on the road. UC Irvine beat Pepperdine in 4. Team BYU split with 2 weeks ago. Pepperdine was the second win for UCSB last week. And then Hawaii dispatched Stanford in 3. The back-to-back national champion Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, of course, beat BYU in 2021 in Columbus. And by the way, since I think 2013, looked it up earlier in the week, if you win a national championship, you win 2 in a row. That's what's happened in NCAA volleyball. A pair, all the way. So Hawaii could certainly be the first to win 3 in a row. They're number 1. I would say they're one of the favorites. But it'll be interesting to see. I don't think this year there is a clear-cut kind of top 1 or 2 teams. I think Penn State looks really good. Hawaii, UCLA, Long Beach State, they look very nice. Miles Partain leaving earlier this week, as we mentioned last night. The MPSF Player of the Year, a setter and opposite from UCLA. Big news there. And look at that. Did that ball not go down? Sean Olmstead thought it did. Free ball is out. So BYU does not have to challenge that anyway, but Sean Olmstead's like, didn't that ball go down?
Yeah,
he called it, he said.
Not too happy with that.
Daphne, yeah. Another look at the serve, which is what he did for the match winner last night.
Yep.
That is down.
It hits the ground before he...
But ball don't lie. Here we go. Does he go soft again? No. Goes to the bullet. Overpass. Romanes thumps it, and BYU dominates the end of this set.
Yeah, you do not want to give Mix Romanes an overpass like that, because he will absolutely take care of that any chance he gets.
Another look at the kaboom from Mix as BYU goes on a 6-2 run after the first UCSB timeout at 1917 to win set 1. And BYU has won 4 sets in a row against the Gauchos. Mix Romanes on fire, 5 for 6 as BYU wins comfortably in the end by 6 points in set number 1. Ending on a 3-0 run, trying to equal last year's win total tonight. BYU much improved, trying to get the home double against the Gauchos. Set 2 coming up. We'll chat with Olympic broadcaster Kevin Barnett after they're having played at Pepperdine.
And played in this. My last 2 regular season matches as a Pepperdine Wave were here in this arena, and we lost both.
You were here in November calling the BYU San Diego women's volleyball game on ESPNU. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a spectacular match.
San Diego ends up going to the Final 4. And, of course, nice tip from Ryan Wilcox to start things off. Better start for UCSB than the beginning of set 1. But, of course, we've been waiting for Reese to play, and he was spectacular last night. He started off with 4 kills, hitting 429. The dad versus commentator analysis of your son there.
Well, I feel bad for the people who have to sit next to me, mainly my wife during matches, because it's as though I'm commentating the match. She has to listen to all the analysis, good and bad, throughout. But I think first time out for him, really pleased for him, the way he played, the way the team played. They're really close. The margins in that match yesterday were extremely small. And I know Santa Barbara's had a rough start to the season. They're pretty upset about losing yet another match, but clean up a couple of things. Could be a different result tonight, but unfortunately in that first set, BYU received serve well and serve tough, 2 things they did last night.
We're going to see a challenge here of touch. And so we'll see if BYU wins this point back. It's been a road for him to get back, about 5 weeks in a car accident. On first look, didn't see the touch there.
Kenzie, what do you think?
I don't see a touch. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't see it moving. I don't see it on Reese, but
Jeremy, you're right. These high-speed cameras are outstanding on the end line. That's a great look at it.
It's fun to be able to see the certain angles. Yeah, whether you're seeing the fingers bend back. No, I'm not seeing.
I think it goes right between Sam Meister.
Now, the greatest look we've ever had was a couple years ago. Jalen Jasper and Stanford are here and whatnot. Now Pepperdine Wave, of course. And one of the Stanford players, the ball hit off of it, kind of scraped through his
COVID, and then guys are around, and then you're fighting for a roster spot, and finally you have the position locked up going into the season, and that happened. So just one more delay.
And he's a mechanical engineering major, super smart, one of the top GPAs, if not the best on the team, we're told. So he's well-rounded. Does he get that from his mom or what?
Yeah, the math, that's from his mom. The math is from his mom for sure.
Volleyball skills from you.
Yeah, he got all the smarts from his mom, does a great job with school and being a student athlete. I knew going in, he bit off a lot. That is a tough engineering program at that school. All engineering programs are tough, Santa Barbara particularly. And as a dad, I couldn't be more proud. Level college, high school, afterwards, you don't get to be a part of the show in the same way, except if you sit in this spot, your spot, Kenzie's spot, then you still get to have that immediate feedback. Did I have a good night, a bad night? How was my match? I really enjoyed that, and getting to watch the game from this perspective. I only wish that I knew the game as well as I know it now. Then could have been so much better.
I think you did all right, though. All-American at Pepperdine, two-time Olympian, 2000, 2004. 2-1 the score.
I think you have the most lethal co-host in all the land right now. And Kenzie Kerber, it's fun to sit next to her, having done so many of your matches at Utah first and then watching you here at BYU. Yeah.
Trust me, we were happy when she came 45 minutes south. It was a blessing for all of us.
Yeah.
It was a fun year.
That one hitting 750, 2-2 as Heath Hughes serving it up. We're talking with Kevin Barnett. Reese's dad is how we put the font for you, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a good one.
That's who I am today.
That's who you are today. What memories do you have in this gym? You mentioned playing your last regular season matches here.
Ryan Millard hit a ball that hit about this Michaels sign on the court here. That's 3 feet out, and it was called in. I remember that. I remember Justin Spain digging me over here in the left back. Best dig Justin Spain ever made. It was the end of a match, and they turned that one on us. What else? I kicked a pole at the end of one match.
On purpose?
Oh, yeah. We had two knockdown, drag-out fights.
Yeah.
In ancient history now here. And I remember the environment, and it's just I love that people are fans here. It's not just family, friends, and ex-players. It's people who just love the game.
Yep.
And you look at it, Nebraska, BYU, off when it comes to fandom of the game.
Yeah, it's special, and it's always fun to be in here. I like to joke. That almost went outside the antenna. We'll take another look at that in a moment, perhaps. 4-2, UCSB trying to turn it. Blocked still up. Little chicken wing there from Chalmers. Mosier pounds it and still upped by Gordon. Mosier again and blocked again, but it falls in front of Meister. Meister still figuring out middle blocker. Just got thrown in there. The last memories of BYU is what you're saying. I miss the old MPSF.
Yeah?
Like the Big West, I know, had to do what it did. But
I'm
good
just glad
gosh,
to
that
see
schedule came out and it was first kill in the second set. But 4 kills, hitting .333.
Yeah, great, good start for him. He's trying to bring positive energy to his team. He's hitting line, which a lot of lefties don't like to do. They like to go that wrist away all the time. A couple of line shots, and I think if he just continues to get some more in-system opportunities, that'll set him up for that. Yesterday, he was asked to clean up a lot out of system, and that's what you have to do as an opposite, right? You have to take out the trash. That's your job. Got off to a good start yesterday. I look for him from the service line particular, more in. Right now, in is good enough. There's too many errors for the whole team yesterday.
Have you ever broken down your son's play on the air like this?
No, just by myself with my wife who's shaking her head. Yeah.
That's awesome. We're hanging out with Kevin Barnett here for a few more minutes. Oh. That one's pounded back over by Barnett and then touched, and Barnett over the plane apparently on that touch.
That was close.
Yeah.
There's a nice cover, the block there.
Look at the ricochet here.
I'll cover myself.
Goes off the shoulder and back over. What part of his game has some of your game in it?
The arm. Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to do. If you block me, I'm going to come back and hit the ball harder the next time. It's just kind of caveman volleyball.
That one goes just out. Hughes thought maybe that one in. 6-3 here in set number 2.
I hope Santa Barbara here kind of gets their mojo going, where they're making defensive plays, they're frustrating opponents. That was their hallmark last year.
Yeah.
Such an annoying team to play against, and so far this season they have not had that same complete game. Only a couple flashes of that, even with similar personnel. They just need to get touches. They don't need stuffs, right? It's got to be control touches and then transition attacks. That's where they excel, being a little bit smaller team. BYU so far, you got to give them credit for serving tough and blocking at the net, especially in this match.
And that's probably where we're seeing the most improvement from a BYU team that last year really struggled. Only won 8 matches. If BYU wins tonight, they equal that, which would be pretty crazy. Nice serve from Mix. Meister hung and got it over. This is an aggressive pass from Romanis, and it's point UCSB. Well, yeah. Kevin, we appreciate. Oh, did you have a question?
No, I was just gonna say. I think you say that BYU's about to equal their record from last year if they win tonight. I think that's attributed to Heath Hughes coming in with the experience that he had. The center position was a big position last year that they kind of went back and forth with and had some difficulty finding a setter to lead their team. And I think he's stepped in very nicely here for BYU.
Yeah, BYU was playing Bartosz Slavinsky, who was trying to do his best as Mosier tries to wipe it off the block. Does not, it goes down. Well, let's let you go back and be dad and root for Reese and Gauchos tonight. Thanks for joining us courtside, Kevin. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, love being here. Good luck the rest of the match.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Kevin Barnett joining us courtside. Always fun to catch up with Kevin. One of the best in the biz. If you watch the Olympics and you watch the United States, you're watching Paul Sunderland and Kevin Barnett call the games. They do a tremendous job. Plus the NCAA championships on the men's side. They're always coming in as Meister serves up the ace, and now it's down to 1. It's got to be a fun yet stressful experience for Kevin. Normally when he's watching a volleyball match, there's no personal involvement, but fun to have him kind of break down Reese's game. But Reese is a baller, man. He's a difference maker for this Gaucho team. This one goes high off the funnel, bouncing around. And then look at Walmer. He was like 7 rows deep. He can't actually make the first contact that far in. He's got to be in the court of play with a foot on the ground. And he can jump and hit it. But so, you know what? I think he was just going to retrieve the ball, frankly.
You love him going for it. And it'd be a crowd pleaser if he ended up getting in touch on that and bringing that back in. But you're right. Won't count.
Mosier. Julian is blocked by Todorov. Mosier blocked again. Free ball. This to cut it to 1 for the Gauchos. Yeah, Chalmers gets it.
And you love the cover there by BYU. There's 2 plays in a row blocked, and you love that they're just sticking in there. They're ready to cover. I think Gavin Julian was the first one to get blocked, and he covered himself, but it's just so in play by covering their hitters.
Look at that serve. Good pass from Worthington. Sirfan crushes it down the line. 7 for 10.
I'm going to give libero some love here. We don't talk about it enough, but Mitchell Worthington is just such a solid passer. Every pass that I've seen him pass tonight in serve receive has been nails, so not enough credit to him as a libero, but he's holding down the fort back there in serve receive.
Absolutely. Libero's like a ref. We don't notice you until you mess up.
Right.
Barnett blocked. Kept alive on the net, tried to wipe it off. Still in play. Julian! King Julian.
Jack Walmer, they're kind of forgetting he's front row. There's only 2 blockers up there in the front row, but that's the hard thing about it. You're like, wait, am I back row, am I front row? I'm going to the same place to set the ball every time. So
when you say 5-1, you don't mean height.
Nope,
you mean type of offense.
Yes.
5 hitters, 1 setter. Some teams will run a 6-2 where they'll have a setter / opposite in there. You don't see it in the men's game as much, although UCLA a couple years ago did run it.
Yeah, and it's becoming more common in the women's game as well. Most teams that make it far in the tournament and win national championships are the teams that are running a 5-1. Just easier to keep the flow going with 1 setter in the whole time and allowing you to have another back row attack versus just having 1.
10-8. Sirfan off the block. Popped up. Barnett high for Wilcox. Goes off the triple block. Romanis goes out, but into the net.
Yeah, and that's just one of those defeating plays where you finally catch a break with the error by BYU, but just a silly discipline mistake of in the net here. It's just, those plays are sometimes demoralizing.
It's Trent Mosier who's improving that serve quite a bit. That was a good one.
Foot fault.
Oh, foot fault. Yeah, announcer jinx there. 61 miles an hour on that one, 11-9. You try and give a guy.
I almost thought, oh, that might be a football, but didn't see him waving the flag right away. But
I want to do that at home. Like if my kids spill something, like whoa, 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 hey, you gotta clean that up. That one's way out. But that was a knuckle. I mean, if Fedorov can dial that thing in, it'll be hard to pass.
Yeah, that had some float behind it. That's kind of a woman's serve there, but those are hard to pass when it's kind of floating in the air like that. Hard to track.
It's Gavin Jewin leading the team in hitting percentage, 371 this year. Meister, it was touched by BYU. Nicely done on the reset.
Yeah, and I like him getting that ball to kind of a quiet presence over the last 2 nights, even though he is their top player. He's been their top player, and they just feel like there could be a little bit more from him.
Yeah, he's not the flashy player. 6'2", he's going to scrap, he's going to tool it off the block, he's going to pound it sometime. You know, he's got a lot of tools in his bag, a lot of shots. Romanis, 9 for 11. Mix didn't have a great hitting percentage last night. 156, but tonight is making up for that, hitting 636, 8 for 11 with 1 error, 13-10. If you're just joining us, what's up? Jerem, Kenzie, Lauren. We had Kevin Barnett on, Olympic broadcaster, Reese's dad for UCSB. BYU won the first set 25-19 and gets an ace right there for Heath Hughes, his 3rd of the season, and 14-10 the count.
Yeah, and it just looks like it's flowing for BYU. I mean, we talked about last night. The first set was kind of rocky, but so far tonight, and even in those last few sets last night, it just seems constant. They don't seem up and down, ebbs and flows. They've got a 4-point lead, and they're just taking care of their side.
That one goes out. You saw ace man, so he'll put up an ace, obviously, but he's also putting up OPK, over pass kill, which is essentially an ace. If a team's going to pass it over and then you put it away, that server doesn't get the credit for that, but it's essentially. So I love that he recognizes that, and it's part of this very intelligent BYU crowd that knows and loves volleyball. I've said on BYU Sports Nation, mostly joking, hey, this is a volleyball school. But there's a great tradition here of all athletics. BYU doing a tremendous job and the fans knowing what's up, but volleyball in this building is really special.
Yeah, and another fun fact about Ace Man, when you're a senior and you graduate, you get a framed picture of the exact photo of the ace that
very cool.
Taping up there. So I still have that space to unpack for, but yeah, just another memorable tradition.
Yeah, you just moved. So you're still unboxing, yeah. 16-11, Taylor with the block. He's 3rd in the country in blocks as Romanis nearly takes Wilcox's head off there. 16-12. The Ricky Schroeder lookalike, as Steve would say. You're going to have to look him up later, Kenzie.
Yeah, you'll have to send me a picture of him.
Trust me, their references as Steve goes with there. I haven't seen that 80s movie, so like I was 7 when the 80s were over, so yeah. 17-12, and there was much rejoicing. Neither team has really gone deep to the bench, by the way, as Capono Brown comes in. BYU had 2 subs last night. UCSB won. They kept it real tight because each set was tightly contested. Capono Brown, #1 in the conference in aces per set.
Yeah, just another unique thing about men's volleyball versus women is the amount of subs. You know, there's not that many subs allowed in men's volleyball.
Oh, Hughes. Julian avoids the netting there. Barnett. Oh, Hughes with the dig and then Chiffon. What a play by Hughes. This one's going to be tight. It's on BYU's side and goes down. Barnett is absolutely pumped. And that was a big play for the Gauchos, who were down 5, kind of emotional point here.
Yeah, what a dig by Heath Hughes. Just a layout with his right arm. That's the kind of effort that BYU is going to need all season to win these big games. And you can see Reese Barnett kind of contest Trent Mosier's block there.
And watch his react.
Should have gotten blocked, but you can see that Trent's just kind of high in that block there.
And goes out. 18-13. Okay, if that's the case, 37-68.
All right.
Okay, 37-68.
Oh. It's a good move to try to get Gavin Julian on that overpass, but just the hands were angled outside the court a little bit there.
19-13 now. BYU pretty comfortable up 6. That's what they won by in set 1. Here's Anthony Sherfon, 7 kills, hitting .500. Great serve.
63 miles per hour on that one.
Barnett.
Uh-oh.
BYU out of system on that. Well placed. And then Mosier is blocked. 19-14, third block for the Gauchos.
Yeah,
first in this set.
That's one of those frustrating plays because it's a free ball. You want to have that dialed in. There's a little bit of miscommunication there between Mitch and Gavin of who was going to take that free ball, and it ended up being an out-of-system play. So definitely frustrating play, but you just side out now from there.
Here's Chalmers. 19-15. 11 errors for both teams.
Yeah, and that was one of those keys that UCSB needed tonight, was to serve tough and in and really help their case here. And I think if they get a few more serves in, this game is a little bit tighter than it has been.
Trent Mosier's Taco Bell box and game day tradition was so enticing to me. I went and got some after the match last night.
No sour cream?
No.
What was it?
I didn't get his exact one. As Julian goes out.
You got to get the full effect there.
Yeah, but it was like the. That's true. That's true. The fourth. And that goes out. Okay, so this is what he gets. Every game day, he gets a Taco Bell and gets cheesy gordito crunch, chips and cheese, beef and 5-layer burrito, no sour cream. He also does cold shower and hot tub. That's his game day routine. Did you have anything that you always did on game day?
Slicked my hair.
Besides have like 20 kills?
Slicked my hair.
You slicked your hair? What do you mean?
Like a slick ponytail.
Okay.
So I did the same hairstyle, usually listen to the same song.
Which is what?
It's called On Me, but I forget who it's by. But that was like my
I want it to be Take On Me so bad right now.
I also had a Zip Fizz before every game.
Okay.
A lot of us would fill our Stanleys up with Zip Fizz and take it up to the team room. And
block but out.
I used to do.
I love that you said it's a Stanley mug so bad right there.
Dry scoop of pre-workout until I cramped, and then I got shut down on that.
Dry scoop.
Dry scoop.
Like you just straight dry scoop.
Took some sips of water, and then I cramped one game and said, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore.
And John Stanley's out of here. Where did he go?
See ya, John.
He's got to run some laps for the serve or something? Deion Taylor puts it down. Yeah, he just went out the door.
Haven't seen him come this way yet. But
is he going to join us on the broadcast? Does he need to use the bathroom? Like, what's... I think he kind of knows he's not coming in to serve for a minute. He's kind of safe in that regard. But
yeah, he's taking a sip of Zip Fizz from his...
He's going to get his one dry scoop, pre-workout, 22-16. Off the block and out for Nick Amoruso, redshirt junior from Dix Hills, New York, who had 10 kills, hit .429 against USC. So looking for a different option there. We also have Connor Dunn in the match at center. He's 6'9", senior from Phoenix, who has been more of a blocking sub, and there's an ace. So UCSB at the end of this set, mixing it up. Ryan Wilcox trying to will his team back into this. Timeout BYU, 22-18 after the Wilcox ace, and a couple of subs for UCSB. Mix Romanus, 9 for 11, hitting .727 tonight.
Yeah, he definitely, like we've said already, he has turned this around offensively, and you wonder, what is he doing differently? I honestly think he's just attacking higher, and he had a few misses last night where he kind of was aiming more, I feel like, for the sharp parts of the court, and now he's just using that meat of the block rather than trying to get this clean-cut swing down on the court. So I like that he's trying something new tonight, trying to go with something different, and it's definitely working out in his favor.
We've talked about it, but yeah, high and deep is something that's been preached And especially with UCSB, who's good at controlled touches, as Sean Olmstead told Lauren last night after set 2. BYU up a set, up 4 now in set 2. Ryan Wilcox after the timeout. This one's tied on the net. Essentially a free ball. And then a double. Oh, that one hurts, especially after the Wilcox serve, and then you got a free ball over to try and cut that to 3. Now it's 5 with 2 to go.
Yeah, and you see some frustration there with Ryan Wilcox, and you just wonder, what is the vibe going on UCSB's side? What are they talking to each other about? What are they telling themselves? Are they sticking together as a team and holding on to their cues and trying to be strong and focus on what they bring to the table? Or are they kind of separating and going into more of their individual shells?
They have made 2 notable subs, as we mentioned. Connor Dunn in at setter, Nick Amoroso in at outside to mix it up here. Here's Meister. Hughes, 12 feet out. Mosier, good swing off the block. Set point, BYU to go up 2-0.
Yeah, and that set was 5-7 feet off the net almost, and you love that Trent Mosier is just so tall and jumps well that he's able to take that ball and hit that ball high off the block and get a kill there.
Cougar faithful on their feet. They smell blood in the water. Florida came here in 2018 in women's volleyball, and they were like, why are they doing the gator chomp? No, it's not Florida. First set off the block and out from Dunn. A little bit of a disconnect with Amoroso there, but it definitely worked for the point. 24-20. Amoroso, 8 starts last year, had 12 aces, had a hurt ankle. Now he's in. Behind Sherfon quite a bit, but he still gathers and finishes, and BYU is up 2-0.
Yeah,
plus 11 in this match.
Yeah, you're right. Behind him, but just so much power. He's able to still get his arm around that ball and get a nice, powerful swing again into that deep, flat corner in zone 1.
Cougars up 2-0, hitting 4:04 for the match. And Lauren McLean is with Sean Olmstead.
Coach, you got that quick start that you were looking for. You guys are up 2 sets. What did you like that you saw from your team?
Just a little better in defense, good touches, not necessarily getting the blocks that we'd want at times, but I think making good touches. We were pretty good in transition to start the match, let off a little there at the end. They got a hold of us a bit, but just the good touches up there led to some defensive opportunities behind the block. Good swing, so a handful of good things, but we gotta keep it going.
All right, good luck with the 3rd set.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Sean. BYU up 2 sets. BYU up 2-0. Cougars playing good volleyball, hitting 4:04 so far. 24 of the 28 kills coming from BYU 3 pin hitters in Ramana, Sherfon, and Mosier. Wilcox and Barnett with 11 on 28 swings. What sticks out to you, Kinsey?
Yeah, I think going down 2-0, if you're UCSB, it is a long climb back into this game, but I think if you can continue to pass in system and get some kills and production from all areas of the court, I think you can get this set, and I think they can crawl back into it.
A moment ago, Lauren spoke with UCSB assistant Blaine Nielsen.
Coach, what were you seeing from your team in those first 2 sets?
Yeah, obviously a few too many errors from the Gauchos. I think we need to play way steadier volleyball and just put the pressure on the Cougars. It's a great atmosphere to play in, and we're just kind of need to, keep the pressure on them.
Is there anything else you want to see from some of your pin hitters as well?
Yeah, the pin hitters need to be a little more aggressive. I think we're being too tentative and we're making errors. I think our servers too, I think we're trying to keep the ball in. We could be a little more aggressive against this team, and it'll really bode well. So hopefully we're looking at a 5-setter tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
For the Gauchos, that's certainly the hope that they can win the next 2 and force overtime and go to a 5th set. So we'll look for that aggression from the service line. The risk is you just pile up the errors, right? But you have to have the pedal down to a certain amount. Otherwise, it's going to be easy to pass. You run your offense, and you hit 4:04, which is what BYU's been able to do.
Right, and I think if you look UCSB, they have a new lineup out there, and you wonder, Reese Barnett, 14 attempts, 5 kills, just 1 shy of the kill leader for UCSB, and you wonder if they're trying to give him rest or if they're just trying to get a different look and get BYU to kind of have a different look on the scout on UCSB. Okay, we're seeing 2 players that we don't know.
We'll tell you about that right now as Anthony Chiffon goes into the net. So holdovers from the end of set 2. Connor Dunn, the 6'9" setter, 16 is in there. And then you've got Ben Corded, outside hitter, staying in there, and Nick Amoruso is staying in there as well. So 3 mix-ups as Romanis continues to be on fire. First to 10 kills in this match for mix, equaling last night's total in 4. So it's a new lineup for the Gauchos. They're searching for answers, down 0-2 right now, hitting .222.
Yeah, and sometimes that's the game of volleyball. You plug people in even maybe when they're not, their opponent is not doing anything special, and you're not having no production from the players that you sub out, but you just need to try to get a different vibe out there to do whatever you can to get a win.
Ben Court with the dig on the back line there. Amoruso, nice swing out of system. Chiffon, Court with another dig. Max Gordon, free ball from Wilcox. Off the net for Mosier, and he gets it.
And I think, you know, we just heard assistant coach Blaine say that his pin hitters just need to be more aggressive. And you look at that set, it was about 10 feet off, but I think Ryan Wilcox had his feet there. He could have just gotten a 50% swing on that to take out the setter. I think I would rather see a swing to the setter than a free ball there.
Ace for the Cougars. 3-1 the count. Service Ace, they're brought to you by Perche Bridal. Perche Bridal is your one-stop shop for full bridal styling. Learn more at perchebridal.com. First ace of the night for Romanis, his 9th on the season.
And he is just doing it all for this BYU team. Offensively has definitely turned it around tonight, but he is that constant, steady player for them.
Goes sideways on that serve a bit, but yeah, number 3 in the league in kills per set and points per set coming into the week. MPSF all-freshman team last year. Played for the Latvian national team over the summer. The 3rd-year sophomore from Walnut Creek, California. Come the main piece for BYU as Chiffon looks for touch. Doesn't get the call. Chiffon's 3rd error on 16 swings, 3-3. And here's our first serve from Connor Dunn. He'll certainly be a different look at 6'9" up at the net.
Yeah, and maybe that's what UCSB is looking for. They're looking for some more height to try to stop these BYU pin hitters.
And a dig. Gordon. Wilcox went for the crafty shot to his left. It would have gone down, I think.
Yeah,
but it didn't cross over.
That's a beach play right there. If he would have gotten that ball over the net, I think that would have definitely been a kill. Good dig there. Yep.
4-3, BYU in this set 3 up 2-0, 25-19 and 25-20. Amoruso. My goodness.
Yeah, and you see Amoruso at 6'7", so that honestly could be what UCSB is trying to do, is just to get some height up there, put up a little bit of a bigger block so they can't totally just blast off their fingertips.
Dunn had 2 assists coming in. He had not been anything more than a blocking sub. So this is the first set where he is the setter as Wilcox goes out.
Yeah, which is definitely a hard position to step into. You know, you're in the middle of the game. Probably didn't have much preparation that you were going to come in and run an offense. So kudos to him for stepping in here and trying to run the offense the best that he can.
Amoruso came in having played 12 sets, hitting .308. Hurt his ankle as Chiffon goes out and didn't play last week against Pepperdine, but he's been in the mix. They're still without Brandon Hicks, the middle blocker, and they've had Jest Bianchi playing some opposite as well. Owen Berg as well. Bianchi has been out 3 weeks with COVID, so they've been battling injuries and COVID as well. 5-5, set 3. Wilcox loads up. 6-5 Gauchos. Wilcox with 7 kills.
Yeah, and those are the swings that UCSB needs right now. You love him just absolutely exploding from the back row. I think they want more kills and more swings like that from all hitters on the court.
BYU expected more from Wilcox in this game. leading the way with 18 swings now, hitting .278.
Yeah, and you look at the numbers for BYU in total attempts for their pins. You have Trent Mosier with 18, McRominus with 13, Anthony Chiffon with 17. That is a good offensive spread by Heath Hughes. You'd like to see the middles getting involved a little bit more, but I think overall that is a decent offense spread.
You want Hughes bringing the charcuterie board tomorrow to your Super Bowl party? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
He's bringing the nice spread.
Cheese and all that good stuff.
All the good stuff. All the finest meats and cheeses in the land. Amoruso. Oh! Todorov, that one bounced back over. Wilcox gets it past the double that was up on it. 8-6 Gauchos. Some of the Gaucho faithful rising up.
Yeah, another good cover play over there by Gavin Julian. Refuses to get errors.
Yeah, I will only be done. 8-7 on the arrow. Still trying to find that service pressure fine-tuning. Here's Gavin Julian from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. Had 3 aces. All his aces were against Ball State in the first match. Todorov off the block. 9-7.
Yeah, I think getting those middles involved more for UCSB, it's going to open up Ryan Wilcox a bit and allow him to kind of hit with more confidence and free reign and not feel like he is just honed in every time.
There's Ben Court. Romanus blocked it in. UCSB up 3 now, 10-7. 4th block of the match, 1st of the set.
Yeah, and that is just a very big block by Connor Dunn. You see, he doesn't even swing block, but he's 6'9". He doesn't really need to. All he needs to do is kind of 2-step and get up and press over, and that's what he did there, taking up a lot more court.
That was a genetic block. Romanus pounds it. He's 11 for 15. My goodness.
Yeah, and if you see number 6, Donovan kind of really bunched in there with the setter, leaving that huge seam in a lot of court. It's going to take him a long time to get over there, and Mix Romanus absolutely took advantage of that seam.
You're always struggling offensively in this set, hitting 000 so far. 3 kills on 13 swings. Amoruso again. So it's 5 for 9 with 1 error. So offensively, things working so far with the new lineup in set 3.
Yeah, and I like that swing. He did exactly what BYU's been doing all night, just taking it off that block. That is one of the most valuable swings in volleyball because you can't predict where the deflection is going to be.
Todorov goes out, and I love that Worthington still dove with it just for fun. You become pretty good at diving on the floor when you play volleyball.
Not my favorite skill.
Yeah.
For sure.
For libero, it's like, you got to be good.
I got a long way down.
For you, you're like, I got to be ready to hit, okay? Ain't nobody got time for this. 11-9. Dunn pushes over. Hughes read it. Chiffon off of Dunn, kept alive by Gordon. Free ball from Wilcox. Cougars trying to cut it to 1. And Chiffon did not connect with it. A little bit of frustration after that one. 12-9.
Yeah, and I think right now, if you're BYU, you got to go back to, in the huddle, you say, okay, what were we doing that was working well? You got to go back to what you were doing well. It is a new lineup for UCSB, so there is a little bit of adjustment for them, but you got to focus on what you were doing.
Dunn at Mosier. This one's tight. Blocked. In theory, a reset. Dunn digs it. Gordon will go high for Wilcox. Blocked. In the perfect spot. 12-10.
And that play, as a hitter, that is a very frustrating play because that is a ball that very well could be covered. You should have a player in that spot on the court covering that ball. That is
who's supposed to be there?
Middle back. Yep, you want to create kind of a cup shape, they call it. So like a C, an inner C and an outer C to have that ball covered.
Meister. 13-10. Wilcox back to serve. Top 5 all-time in Gaucho history. And to climb that board, including with Jonas Safe, one of his assistant coaches, whose career we saw here on BYU TV about 10 years ago. 13-11.
That is just such a fast tempo set to the middle. You can see UCSB's pin hitters already loaded into their swing block and having to try to come back because it's just such a fast offense.
Julian 3 for 9. 9 swings, good number. Here's Sherfan. Gordon, perfect pass to Dunn. Meister again. BYU will Venmo request him for the divot in the court right there.
Yeah,
a beautiful Terraflex.
Someone that has not played middle for longer than 2 weeks, that is just so impressive that he can step in and just hammer balls like that in the middle of the court.
And Meister will serve it up. The float goes long. I don't know how every coach feels about it, but it's probably the same as Sean Olmstead. He cannot tolerate service errors from floats.
Right.
Gotta be in. So it's tough when you're trying to dial that service pressure up. But on the float, which is not intended to be pressure packed, it's just supposed to be location packed when it goes out. Ben Court. It's like the other guys out here with Mark Wahlberg and Will Farrell. Up 15-12.
Yeah, I like that they're stepping in and they're changing the pace of this game. This is an amazing aggressive swing there. I like the way that UCSB is turning this around.
Enzel was part of that 2011 team. He would wear LA Gear shoes in volleyball. And that 2011 team, by the way, MPSF quarterfinals, 7 seed. They come in and beat BYU as the 2 seed.
Wow.
They go and win the MPSF tournament. They go to the national title game. They go to 5, and they lose to Ohio State.
Oh.
It's one of the craziest, most amazing runs in NCAA history. And we saw the beginning of it as BYU went down in the MPSF quarterfinals.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah,
that's
so
the game of volleyball right there.
It's the game of volleyball. That's one of the great runs there. 8th seed in the MPSF quarterfinal in 2006. UCLA going to win the national championship. That was crazy.
What a dig. Oh.
Ramanis gets it to go off of Amoruso. And BYU trying to climb back in this one, up 2-0. But UCSB has mixed the lineup by 3 players, including setter Connor Dunn. And they have found way more effective offense, hitting .467, BYU 0.48.
Yeah, maybe it just took some new players to get out there on the court, and there it is.
Kaboom!
They want to win. This group wants to win, and they are going to do anything that they can to get this set under their belt. You do not want to leave that much line open because he's going to do what he did, an absolute hammer down the line.
Court is in session, 17-13. Mosier, 17-14. The freshman's got 9 on 20 swings. Our scorebox is presented by Brady Industries, the provider of commercial cleaning supplies and equipment. If you got a question or comment, hit me up on Twitter. I'll try and work it in, especially ask Kenzie, whatever you want. At Jerem Jordan on Twitter, hit me up. Tell us where you're watching the match as well. Overpass. Hard to know if that one was going out or not. Ramanis set it and reset it. Tip. Dump. Worthington real high. Out of system swing from Mosier. Court. Dunn with the dig. Hughes has read dump multiple times. And then Ramanis puts it away. Multiple opportunities for both teams. BYU cuts this down to 2.
Yeah, if you're going to dump on that ball, you need to be way more assertive. You need to get on top of that ball and absolutely...
Whitney Bauer-esque.
Yes, Whitney Bauer, we need to get her out there and show them how it's done.
17-15, here's Hughes. Dunn. Wilcox almost throws it with the left hand.
Yeah, and you can see he's telling him a little lower. He wants to go faster.
Yeah.
He wants to hammer that ball, but way to manage that and just put it right in the donut. There's nobody there ready for that
Right
ball.
in the donut. Love it. Connor Dunn is 6'9", so he doesn't have to jump when he sets. He's a standstill setter. That's the style.
Wonder how high his contact point would be if he comes set.
Ramanis, Court with the dig. This to go up 4. Inside of the block for Amoruso. 19-15 Gauchos, down 0-2 and scrapping. Timeout, Brigham Young. The other guys aiming for the trees and climbing to a 4-point lead.
To recognize that spot that's open on the court. He sees an open court. He has a dribble block. He knows that the closest defender is left back, so why not just chip that ball right into the 10-foot line there.
Good pass from Wilcox. Dunn jumped on the set. Hughes with the dig. Romanis flies in there, and then Chiffon goes way out. Normally that's Worthington's ball. For some reason, Romanis felt like he had to sprint in there to set that. And now Chiffon goes out and Capono Brown comes in. So there's a switch back to Capono Brown at opposite.
Yeah, and I think if Capono Brown can go for it right now and get some kills, this will really help his confidence as he has kind of been struggling offensively a bit.
2016 Gauchos trying to push this to 4. Mosier, yes. 2017 now.
Yeah, I like Trent Mosier's consistency over the past 2 nights. He's taking great swings, and I think he really wants to solidify that second outside position. So I think he's handled this the past 2 games well.
USA U21 player. Here's John Stanley. Dunn. Wilcox on the right side. Julian with the tip. Julian hits it out. Got aggressive on the overpass off the net, and that's a big miss. Now it's a 4-point set and not a 2-point set.
Yeah, and those are, again, one of those unfortunate errors that you just don't want to make this late in the game, down this many points. You want to take care of that ball, and if you don't think you can hit that overpass straight down, take a step off and play that ball and let your setter set an offense.
Gordon keeps it alive. Court takes Hughes out of it. Worthington. Mosier. There was a touch. UCSB cannot believe it. I think they're going to challenge this. The reaction was extremely strong. And perhaps it was a touch on the block and not Wilcox, who thought he was out of the way.
Yeah.
There's still, Rick McLaughlin is still questioning it. Basically, it's the consultation of touch here. So Rick is like, okay, I will go. It's not even close on the block. Did Wilcox touch it?
Nope.
No. This is quickly going to be reversed, you'd think.
Let's see, 9 seconds. What do we think?
We hope. Yeah, not even close. No touch. And then Wilcox, no touch. And that is out. So this is going to be 23-17 Gauchos here when it's reversed.
It's so crazy to me to see men's volleyball, middle backs, being played outside the court, because that is just such a foreign thing in women's volleyball. You would never see someone playing defense outside of the court. So anytime I look over and see that, it like catches me by surprise again. But very different game, much heavier arms in men's volleyball. Last night we had, someone like on the MPSF logo. It's like, what are you doing over there? So this should be reversed, and it is. So Rick McLaughlin still has all 3 challenges. BYU has 2 left after a miss. Correction, 22-17, not 23 as I mentioned. But up 5 with 3 to go in set number 3 as Wilcox goes way up. He did not topspin that. He went jump float. Yeah, he's gone jump float the past few serves, and you wonder if that's just he's just trying to get it in, but it's still missing long. So again, one of their keys was to serve tough and in. So quite a few misses tonight for UCSB. And if you're BYU, you want the #1 server in the conference at the line. That's what BYU has. Capono has taken a lot of speed off of. Oh, Worthington put that over because Julian had deflected it as well. That was a very smart play. And then Cord gets the touch. What a swing. And this set is nearly over as the Gauchos with the new lineup have turned things around here up 5. Yeah, look at him yelling at his teammates on the bench. Let's go, come on. He's feeling it. He's playing assertive and aggressive and taking big swings, and that's what UCSB needs. Greg Baglio is into the match. He has not played all year. We were told he was the backup setter.
or the third string in this match with Dunn coming in, but comes in on the jump float serve. And then Mosier is blocked and down. Set point, 24-18. It is a new Gaucho squad. Down 0-2, but about to cut into this set deficit. New life with a new group. It's the redshirt freshman, Baglio, in his first set in college.
Yeah, and what a turnaround by UCSB. That was what you hope for from UCSB. If you're UCSB right now down 2 sets in the match, you want this kind of set under your belt. Gives you just a little bit more hope that you can come back and win this thing.
And half the rotation was adjusted by Rick McLaughlin, and it worked. That goes out. That's the set. 25-19. The Gauchos lasso the Cougars, and they'll switch sides. We are going to 4. Blaine Nielsen telling Lauren during the break, hey, we got to dial in that service pressure. I don't know if it was the pressure, but whatever it was, they hit 440 and just beat BYU by 6 to a 4th set hitting percentage.
Yeah, what a difference between sets 1 and 2 to set 3 there. I mean, we have Ben Cord out there who was phenomenal. 4 for 5 hitting 800. That is way to step in there by Ben and to just bring the energy and assertiveness that this UCSB team needed. We talked to Blaine and he said that he just wanted to see more aggression from his pin hitters, and he is swinging like they have nothing to lose.
They kept Wilcox in there, but they mixed the other 2, and Connor Dunn set his team to 440. And again, Dunn had not been the setter. He had 2 assists, so he'd come in as a blocking sub, and they got a dig, and then he had 2 assists. But he hadn't come in as the setter. We were told the backup setter was Greg Baglio. Connor Dunn came in at 6'9" out of Phoenix and enjoyed that moment. He, of course, stays in there, and the same lineup stays in there, of course, for UCSB. Let's check in with Lauren. What were the Cougars talking about during the break?
Yeah, the coaches on the BYU side said, okay, guys, that set is behind us. It's 0-0. Those guys have no business doing what they just did to us. He said we need to stop being tentative and just go in there and start ripping balls. Jeremy.
BYU's worst set hitting percentage of the season, 0-3-0. It was terrible. BYU lost by 6, set 4 has begun, and now BYU's hitting 1,000.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. After a set like that, that's all you can do is go back to how you were playing, try to forget about that set, and just start taking assertive swings like Trent Mosier right here.
BYU sided out 66% in that set. UC Santa Barbara 23% better in that set. Hey, that'll do, Pig. That'll do. Heath Hughes back to serve with BYU up 1-0 in front of a nice crowd here tonight. 3,500 last night. We'll see what the number is here tonight. Inside of the block for Todorov.
Yeah, just sneaks it in there through the block, and you love the help from Capono Brown, but again, as a right side hitter, that is just so hard. The setter's moving into your zone, ready to set a fastball to the outside. When a setter's getting closer to the outside, usually the set is even faster than it usually is. So to try to still stay there on the gap and get out to the outside is very hard.
Brown stays in there. He'll swing on the left side here. Oh, well done to keep that alive. BYU retreating. Controlled touches again. And a double contact against the Gauchos. But they're doing what they do, which is controlled touches. You're seeing it ping pong around.
Yeah, they're definitely becoming the team that they were told to be, you know, playing scrappy defense, passing well, attacking high. I think that's what we saw in the last set.
Romanus with the ace, 3-1. He's got 2 in this match.
Yeah, that is a gnarly serve. Just rips that ball down the line. Very hard for Ryan to tell if that's in or out, and he just stretches out for that ball, but just couldn't quite get his platform behind it.
He's a good realtor. It's all about location. Let's go. That one ripped as well, 65. Point BYU. They saying that's out. Originally it was called in. BYU freaked out. And then Mike Fresh said, no, that's out. It's your point. Everyone calm down. Untouched, out. Ooh, just out.
Can't be mad about that swing.
Ramanis into the net, 4-2. Good run of serves there. Like, you may look at that serve there and be like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
It was worth it. You can't serve it amazing every time.
Right.
You miss at some point.
And
or they dig, or they pass you well at some point. And he had 2 really nice serves. One for an ace, one got him out of system.
And that's the probability that you're getting in men's volleyball. You have to serve so aggressively that you're going to have a higher error percentage.
Caprona Brown goes out on his second swing. Brown's in a bit of a rut offensively recently. Trying to dial it in. Last night had 3 kills, 3 errors on 9 swings. Here's Connor Dunn. Julian. That one's into the second row. 5-3.
Yeah, I say you keep feeding Gavin Julian when you can.
Not having a great night.
Yeah.
He's been dug up quite a bit tonight. A couple of errors, hitting 154, but
giving him a ball,
option.
giving him a set every once in a while to keep the blockers true, I think you have to.
Yeah. Wilcox through the block. That's such a fast tempo.
And I think that's how he likes it. You know, earlier he asked for it a little bit lower, and so he almost needs that kind of tempo, so it's very hard to get the block through their move and completely press with a ball set that tempo.
Yeah, the game can be so fast, and at 6'2", he's able to get over there. That one hit by Meister, blocked that is, but out. And you think, well, why doesn't everyone go super fast? Well, because you have to be perfect in that connection. If you're not, you miss it, that's free ball, or you just whiff. You don't get it over the net. That connection's got to be pure. That Wi-Fi's got to be amazing.
Really, really fast offenses are also really risky.
Hughes dumped it there, maybe because we had kind of a touch on the block, I think, after the initial block. As Mosier gets another one. Mosier with 13, his career high is 16. He's going to approach that perhaps in this match. 7-4 BYU.
Yeah, not the most insane hitting percentage tonight, but that's a pretty steady hitting percentage for an outside hitter, and he's steady. That's what this team needs, is they need steady pieces out on the court.
That was Caprona Brown serve, and what he can do. 72 miles an hour. UCSB ends up getting the point, though.
That
72.
was incredible.
You see what he's capable of, where the ceiling is.
Not want to be on the other side of that.
But in the end, the Gauchos pull him off the line there by getting the point, 7-5. Meister. That hit the antenna. Excuse me, Amoroso hit the net and antenna. I thought it was the ball from Mosier initially, but a freebie.
Such a good read by him in serve receive. A short serve, he has to go down to a knee, but gets up so quick, straight into his approach.
Yeah, there it is.
Smart play.
Throws it into the net. Mosier is part of a movement of great volleyball emerging from the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix. There's a lot of good players coming out of there in the men's game. Obviously, Grand Canyon being ranked 5th in the country, won again last night, by the way, 11-0. There's some good ball being played there, and Mosier coming out of Arizona, Greater Phoenix area, part of that movement. Brown goes out again. It's just into the net again by the Gauchos. They are giving BYU some free points here in a must-have 4th set.
Yeah, and Caprona Brown needed that point because he is currently hitting 0 now. Was hitting negative, but definitely caught some air there.
Dug by Tion Taylor, back over. Connor Dunn, court. Wilcox calls for it. Court again, goes for the tip. He's blocked again. Amoroso blocked. Ramanis, high and deep, and gets the point. The Wasatch front stopped them a couple of times, and then Ramanis puts it away for his 14th.
Such a good flat swing there. You see them get that ball up, and he doesn't really have time to transition, but just takes a nice high flat swing to flat 5.
(10-6). BYU up 2-1. Tipped back down. Court keeps it alive. Well done. Romanis off of the block. Taylor Hughes. Romanis again. Mix Romanis with a match-high 15 kills on 23 swings. He's having a night.
And he just has all the shots. He just hits a flat 5 now. He hits a sharp cross. He can hit high line. He can get high off the block. What a versatile player.
3-0 run for the Cougars to go up 5 in the 4th set. And for those tuning in that may have, seen on a graphic or something like, wait, UCSB is 2-8? Why are they ranked 14th? Well, because they're still good. They played 9 of 10 games against ranked teams in the top 10. They play in the Big West. This is a really good program. Don't let the record fool you.
And have been on the road most of their season.
Yes. Gavin Julian puts BYU up 12-6. So set 3 was very different for the Gauchos. What has changed in your mind for BYU in set 4?
Yeah, I think they're making less errors. I think set 3 was a lot of hitting errors, a lot of service errors, and I think it's been a much cleaner set for BYU.
9 kills, 1 error, 14 attempts. BYU hitting .571, UCSB hitting .300, 3 for 10, no errors, but just the 3 kills. Crucial one there down the line. Then Court, ready to rock. The depth of both teams to insert other guys who have had an impact. And then in some cases, sub them out again on night 2 has been impressive. You've got to be ready as the backup in a bunch of positions here.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot about these players that they're able to be plugged in and go in confidently. They're able to go in and take assertive swings and get kills and kind of change the dynamic of the game, and I think that's not the easiest thing to do.
If you're Connor Dunn and you haven't been the guy yet, you got to be ready. If you're Reese Barnett and you haven't played all season, you come in last night, you have 19 kills, you got to be ready. Rousseau blocked. Hughes. Canyon transfer. Romanis dug up. This one's tight. Point BYU. Brown did a nice job there. Trying to see whoever set that, I believe, was a back row player.
Yeah, and he kind of just tries to go up and get that, but kind of recycles it, and it comes back on their side, and they're able to play that.
14-7. Hughes into the net.
Don't know if he was trying to topspin short serve, but that is a very hard thing to do.
It's very hard. We saw Trent Mosher do it effectively last night for the match winner. Here's Dominic Lang. He's all about family. Third-year sophomore from LA. Fast X coming to theaters this May. You a Fast and the Furious fan?
Never seen it.
Never seen a Fast and the Furious? I think you'd like it, Kenzie. You should check it out.
I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, you only have 9-10 films because Hobbs and Shaw was in there, so yeah, there are 10 movies if you'd like. Lauren has more on Fast and the Furious. No, just kidding. What's up, Lauren?
I do like that movie. UCSB has been on the road most of their season, so I asked Coach McLaughlin, are you guys sick of being on the road yet? And he said it hasn't been too bad because most of the away games are just a bus ride away for them. They can go there and back the same day, but he said he's really happy to come to Provo because if you can play well at BYU, you can play well anywhere. He said it's his favorite place to come, and ultimately it helps them prepare for tournament play, which is what they're shooting for at this point in the season. Jeremy.
Absolutely, especially if you're playing at Hawaii or Long Beach State, which is probably going to be the case for the Big West Championships. And that's where they won. It's the Stan Sheriff Center in 2021. They won the Big West in 2021 because Hawaii got upset in the semifinals. So UCSB was ready to seize that moment. And for both of these teams, they don't need to be competing for They're not competing for at large per se, although BYU is a pretty good resume to start things. But given how young this team is, this ball goes way up in the air. That's hard to handle. Both need to be ready in April to win their conference tournaments. That's what they're really up for. Oh, good up by Wilcox as Mosier gets the kill. Both teams kind of know what they are working towards that.
Yeah, and look at this sharp swing by Trent Mosier. That is like nasty. That is a very sharp angle. So hard to defend. What a swing by him.
Here's John Stanley. I mentioned the Phoenix area improvement, right, in volleyball emerging. Connor Dunn from Phoenix as well. So we've got a couple of Arizona kids from the Valley.
Branching out from California.
Absolutely. Listen, you know who wants to get involved with? Oh, mixed Romanis out of the back row, and then Capono Brown. Wow. This crowd going nuts, and the BYU bench all dives on the ground for no reason. I love it.
What a play there.
Wow. This crowd's loving it.
I love that up by Heath, and Mix just says, I'm going to take a swing at that. They get a lucky dig, but then Capono Brown finishes this play.
Looks like we've got a challenge on this one. And looks like we already know what the call is. UCSB, or excuse me, BYU into the net. So take it all back.
And that was a quick call, maybe less than 9 seconds.
That one was pretty quick, that's right. We should give credit where credit is due. Okay, another look at this. Was it Brown on the swing then?
Yep.
Yeah, it was. It's hard not to right there. Yep, he got the net. Yep, you see the impact.
Wanted it
Great
so
look.
bad, sometimes it's hard to stop that arm swing.
Yep, great look. 17-10. Done. Capono Brown over the top. He's pumped, and he might launch a 70-mile-an-hour serve right now. There's like a lot of juice in the gym right now.
Yeah, he definitely brings that. He brings that anytime he's on the court. He's definitely a big source of energy for this BYU team anytime you watch him play.
A mere 61 on that one.
I let you have it. The least you could have done.
The crowd acknowledging the touch. I appreciate it.
The least you could have done was set me up at least.
I was trying to set you, yeah.
And a little bit behind me, I couldn't quite get there, but I
that's me, yeah. I was probably going to get called for a double contact.
That was me last time.
Mike Ferris probably looked at me and go, no. That's Tiana Taylor with the kill. I do appreciate the BYU bench, though. They applauded.
Hey, and I went like this.
And the rock was very nice, though.
I let you have your moment.
Thank you,
You're
Kenzie.
welcome.
You've had like 1,000 of those.
Yep.
It was nice to finally have a athletic play in this gym.
So selfless of me.
A mere set. Although I was peppering with my kids today.
That was pretty
They're interested. Yeah, we got a little ball and learning. Boom.
What a dig.
And a double. See, you know what? I don't get called for doubles. We're mixed.
Yeah.
So just put it out there.
Yours was cleaner.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got a text from BYU Athletic Director Tom Holm. He said double contact for sure. I've already reviewed it. So yeah, and Matt Worley of Grand Canyon texted me as well, head coach, and said average touch. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey, everyone's already on you.
Look, I know they're jumping on me. Jeez, 20-12. Capono Brown is he's juiced, man. Like mixed Romanis, that Bick, and then Capono Brown, that like. The intensity got cranked up here. Obviously, BYU being up, have thrown things up. And here's Bernardo Adam, the Brazilian. We didn't see him yesterday. He's in now. Crowd gets quiet, serves it out, 20-13.
I love the way Capono Brown saw the court on that swing. He had a double block in the back row, but had 3 feet of line there that he just took that ball down the line, and middle back had shifted, so a lot of court open in that line seam.
Romanus, oh, good up by Wilcox. Gordon keeps it alive, free ball. Julian dug up by Max Gordon. Another block and out, hit the antenna. Okay, we have the attendance. Do you think I was close or not?
What'd you say, 38?
I said 37-68. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm having a good night. 37-85.
You said 37-86?
68.
Oh. See, your range can't be 500.
17. I was within 17.
That's your range is within 20 now.
No, yeah, so I failed. I wasn't within 15, my bad. I'm having a great night. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna go get the Trent Mosher from Taco Bell later, probably. Yeah, it'll be good. Overpass kill there. BYU sent it to the other side. 5-point game, 20-15. BYU trying to close this thing out, but UCSB not done quite yet. So it doesn't get easy ever for BYU hitting the road against really, really good teams. 20-15 in this one, set 4. BYU going for the win here, up 2-1. Romanus wipes it. Did he kind of carry that? Yeah, UCSB felt like he lifted it. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a
in slow motion.
hold.
He's absolutely holding it, but
I wish we could see it
in regular speed.
I don't know. It looks okay in regular speed, but slow motion definitely looks like he's holding on to that ball a little too long.
There's some real gray area in there on that. Not challengeable either, by the way. Off the block, Mitchell Worthington. Brown. Hughes with the dig.
What a set.
Romanus off of the triple. Brown. Romanus again. What a night for him. Just fantastic. 18 kills on 34 swings.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal tonight. What a match for Mix. He is just hitting all of the range shots, hitting the block. He's finding a ton of ways to score tonight.
Halftime in Spokane, if you don't want to know, I'll give you a sec to mute it. BYU men's basketball up 3. Huge block by Julian in the middle. This match is nearly over, 23-15.
And this is how we saw BYU play in the first 3 sets, the first 2 sets that they won, I should say. Just clean, less hitting errors, putting all the pieces together.
3-0 run for BYU, hitting 424 in this set. UCSB 160. Out. And Amaruso. And it is match point, 24-15. In the end, BYU turned it back up in the 4th set.
Yeah, very impressed with this BYU team. Can't speak too soon, but it's close to say that they have tied their win record from last year.
Up 9, you're a little nervous?
Might have jinxed them.
I don't believe in jinxes, as I find some wood to knock on.
Yeah, none around us.
Still 7 points of runway here. We've seen some crazy things in volleyball before.
Well, that is true.
Todorov. Worthington, perfect pass to Hughes. And Julian is blocked by Meister. Match point number 3. 24-17.
This is where you get the ball to your best hitter right now that you know can put the ball away.
Speak of Diablo. And BYU, in the 10th game of the season, has equaled its win total of 8 from last year. This team is much better.
Yeah, off to such a great start this season. Want to get that ball to Mix around this there, and he takes care of it. And this BYU team is rolling heading into the next 4 weeks.
Got a tough pair of games at UCLA, at Concordia, at Grand Canyon, home to Ohio State in a couple of weeks. And BYU beats a quality UC Santa Barbara team who's now 2-9, 0-7 on the road. That record is somewhat deceptive. BYU 8-2, 6-0 at home. Mix Romanis with 19 kills, nearly equaling his season high of 20. Hit .486. Trent Mosier with 15. Ryan Wilcox finishes with 12 kills. BYU hits 300 for the match and wins convincingly in the fourth set, 25-17. It's the Santa Barbara native Sean Olmstead takes down the hometown team of the Gauchos, and Rick McLaughlin and company. We wish the best to the Gauchos the rest of the season in Big West play. And BYU in front of 3,500 last night, nearly 3,800 tonight. Get a couple of wins. They had split the last 2 weeks. They complete the double tonight, winning 2 matches in 4. Had to made it a couple of subs to figure it out at opposite. Sherfan was the hero last night. Tonight it's Romanis and Mosier. And Mosier for now is that second outside hitter as you continue to develop that lineup. Big games at UCLA coming up next week. You always got to show up for that against